is your relationship with time? Are you wired and tired, stressed and overwhelmed, busy and going nowhere? Or just want to scale your business? Welcome to Take Back Time with your host, Penny Zenker. Penny focuses on books, strategies, tools, and tips to help you work smarter and approach your time more strategically. As a result, you can have more energy, focus, and get more done in less time. Be more efficient and effective. Get ready to take back time.
Hello and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker and I'm your host. And today I am super excited because I told you on this show we have some amazing people and today is the day. We've got Jeffrey Gitomer with us today and he's the author of 15 best-selling books, soon to be 16 or 17. He's got 2 in the works and we're going to talk about those. And he is super creative, on the edge. He's a writer, speaker, and his expertise is around sales, customer loyalty, and personal development. And he is world renowned. He's known for presentations, seminars, keynote addresses that are funny. Yes, this guy is funny, insightful, in your face, real world, off the wall, and on the money. And I can attest to that. That is true. Jeffrey gives his audience information that they can take out to the street 1 minute. Literally 1 minute after the seminar is over and put it into money. His podcast, Sell or Die, with co-host Jennifer Gluckow, it gets over 100,000 downloads a month. That's amazing. And Jeffrey was inducted into the National Speakers Association Speaker Hall of Fame. He is the king of sales. So without further ado, welcome, Jeffrey.
And thank you, Penny, for setting such low expectations.
Hey, you did this, right?
Yeah,
but that's great when, the bar is always getting higher and that
that's
makes
true.
it more fun, right?
That's true. Some people are at the bar at this very moment.
But that is so true. You had me cracking up when we met each other at Kyle Wilson's Inner Circle.
It was a fun morning, afternoon. It was very, very nice. And everyone there was on fire.
We were on fire and we were so lucky to, your flight schedules, your flight got canceled. And so, bada bing, bada boom, there you were. And we're glad that you chose to be with us during that time. That was amazing.
Cool.
So, I have so many things that I want to ask you because some of the stuff that you talked about was amazing. I just want people to understand, you said your bio was that you've written 15 best-selling books. I mean, how many copies or how many months, years, whatever, have you been on the best-selling list? Just to give people an idea of how amazing you really are.
I have been blessed. The Little Red Book of Selling, which is my best-selling book, was on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list more than 500 times. 103 straight weeks.
100 straight weeks.
Yeah. So I've been on a bestseller list about 500 times, and I've sold a lot of books, both domestically and internationally. In fact, right now, Jennifer and I are in Frankfurt, Germany, at the International Book Fair to try to get some foreign publishers to publish our books in other languages.
Awesome. Well, that's great. We're going to talk a little bit about your new book coming up.
It's called Truthful Living. It's a Napoleon Hill book. It's his first writings 20 years before Think and Grow Rich. It's his original thoughts on personal development, and it's pretty raw in terms of its both brevity and content. And I was given the honor of editing it and annotating it for the 21st century, and the book will be launched October the 30th.
That's amazing. It must be like a dream come true to be able to be a part of that original work.
My name is on the cover with Napoleon Hill.
It's amazing.
Doesn't get any better than that. And this is his work 20 years before Think and Grow Rich was published. This is original thinking. So think about anyone who is a great writer. Wouldn't you like to know what their original thinking was? And most of the time you can't know that.
Totally. But do you feel pressure around it? Like, no, good.
My pressure was
I would. I feel like, I'd want to live up to his expectations and he's not here to, be able to say whether you did a good job or not.
My only pressure was the Eagles winning a Super Bowl last year. That was the most pressure I felt in decades.
Well, it happened. So that relieved all that pressure, right?
Bingo.
So does he talk about the show that we're on here is Take Back Time? I just pulled out my book, Outwitting the Devil, that Sharon Lechter was a part of. And I saw that, he talked about budgeting time. Does he have any specific thoughts around time?
It's unbelievable. I'm going to give you the chapter right now. It'll corroborate with you 100%. He says that time is your most valuable possession. And he totally gets the fact that you can't buy it back. You can't reproduce it. It's once it's gone, it's gone. It's there for the moment. And once it's gone, it's gone. And it's his time, the most precious thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And what he says is that you cannot misuse it in any way. You cannot waste it. You cannot, that even if you're on vacation, his statement is the brain is never idle. And so you're always thinking, you're always planning, you're always looking out for something. And the more sober you are, the more likely it is that you'll come up with some good ideas and the more you'll take advantage of. He doesn't even refer to it as a commodity. He refers to it as a thing that you cannot do without, you cannot live without, and you cannot waste.
And yet we do, right? Yet we do waste it.
I agree. Especially when you have a diversion as easy as the internet or the television that can literally rob you of your time.
I think what I take from that, and I'd love to ask your thoughts and actually how you implement this in your life, but I really think it's about being intentional with our time, that when we're not intentional and we're distracted, then we're disconnected. And then we're not using it wisely. But when we're really intentional and purposeful, I believe that even if it is a vacation, right, then you're purposeful that this is a time to reset, relax, spend time with family, whatever it is. I think when we're in touch and purposeful, then we're making good use of it.
What Napoleon Hill says is to focus on it, number one, and then he takes it further and deeper by saying concentrate on it. And by concentrating, you eliminate your diversions and you're focused in. Keep in mind, when this was written in 1917, there wasn't really that much to divert yourself from. There was no television, there were no computers, there was no phones. So he was able to focus in pretty well. And in 2018, it's a hell of a lot more difficult because you have to return a text in 2 seconds or a phone call in 9 seconds or an email. You get notifications that your old boyfriend got a little fat on Facebook. The diversion is there for the asking. And so you have to, by choice, either turn off notifications or put yourself in a position of concentration where you're actually by yourself.
So that's the key, is to be awake in that quiet, silent time.
Many of my clients know I'm awake, so they'll text me early or text me late. So sometimes I don't get the luxury, but I always get to talk to a customer.
You know, you had mentioned that, just to go off that point, you had mentioned when we met that somebody can contact you at 12 a.m. for booking a gig and you're there and you'll book it at any time. Do you have some boundaries that you do set so that you can remain sane?
Well, so far it's working. I can't tell you whether it's sane or not, but...
I was going to question that point, right?
If I'm tired, I go to sleep. I have responsibilities during the course of a day where I don't, quote, sleep in, but I don't mind it. I don't consider it work. If you love it, it's not working. So I'm very stable with respect to how I divvy up my time. And I'm there with Jen or I'm there with my daughter, Gabrielle, or all of us, and we're okay with it.
So if you're there with your family, are you one that will respond if something comes in, or do you turn your phone? What do you do in those cases?
No, I don't do that. We're aware all the time of all options.
Right.
And sometimes I'll pass on an option and sometimes I'll take an option. It depends.
Okay.
But everyone understands, what circumstances are.
Absolutely. And I think that's an important point. We're always making a choice, right? It's a choice and you're just making that more conscious.
Right. And it's not just a choice of, do I answer this phone or not? It's a choice of, my mortgage is due and payroll is, next.
Absolutely.
There are choices that you make based on realities.
Totally. That is very true. And every entrepreneur listening to this can appreciate that, right?
Totally.
Not everybody has the luxury to not pick up the phone, because we also know, right? I mean, you are the king of sales. What happens when we're not following up in a timely manner?
People are calling me because they want help.
Right. And what happens if you don't pick it up? They might call someone else, right?
Or that I might have abandoned them in their time of need to need help.
That's an interesting perspective too. Now, I would debate that and say that if people know that you have something that they can do to help you, that they would also wait and leave a message and be okay if you got back to them in an hour or two.
Yeah, they might be, but they're more surprised that I'm not. They're more surprised that I'm present.
That's the most important thing, is when you do pick it up, is that you are present.
Exactly.
Awesome. Anything else from the new book that you wanted to highlight and talk about?
There is. This book is not a life-changing book per se. I don't want to get that blatant about it, but it's a life-altering book. It will cause you to do things better, not only differently. So it will teach you how to concentrate deeper, how to have better belief system, how to be more self-confident. It'll take all the things that you need for success and enhance them to a point where you can say, I get it. I agree with it. I'm willing to do this. I'm going to try it.
That's awesome. I can't wait till it comes out and get my copy. How many times did you read Think and Grow Rich?
10 when I first started. And it was a labor of love. It wasn't like, oh crap, I got to read this again. It was methodical. I had a bunch of sales guys and we all met every morning and we did a book report on one chapter every day. And we did that for a little over a year. And there's only 15 chapters in the book. And so you're doing the book every 3 weeks.
That's amazing. That's a really good approach to doing it. And then discussing it with one another. And then What kinds of things did you find yourselves implementing, like in the break between the next chapter?
You look at faith as belief. You look at desire as what do you really want to do. You look at helping other people. I mean, there's each individual chapter, there's 15 chapters in the book, and you have to look at each one of them as what am I going to do? What can I do different? What can I do better? What can I do more of? How do I divert my energies to doing this? And all of a sudden, it becomes amazingly clear that this is what you need to do. And once you've gone through the book a few times, you get clarity on the process.
It's like taking karate, right? With each time that you practice it more and more, you're going to get that extra precision in it.
Yeah, eventually you can break the board whenever you want.
Exactly. So what does productivity mean to you?
Productivity in terms of getting something done, first of all, it deals with, am I really wanting to do this? Because your boss may say, make 100 cold calls, and you may say, I'm not doing that. You may do 20. And how'd you do? Well, I was real productive today. I got 20 cold calls in.
Right.
But the guy next to you got 120 in. So who's productive? The second thing is procrastination, because many of us will say, I can do this tomorrow. So do I really love what I'm doing? Am I willing to do it today rather than tomorrow? And then finally, what's my focus factor? What is my ability to concentrate on what it is that I need to be done so that not only is it done, but it's done to the best of my ability? I'm proud of the fact that I did this. And to me, productivity is all about checking something off of your list, but being proud that you did it.
Absolutely. And I think what I'm hearing you say also is proud of the way you did it.
Yeah, because a lot of people will do what their boss tells them to do and go, yeah, I got that crappy thing done.
Right, because part of getting it done efficiently and effectively is that attitude thing, right?
Yep. And if you don't want to do something, then the best thing to do would be quit and go do something that you really want to do.
Absolutely. The faster you do it, the less
whatever you do, whatever you do, you want to be best at it.
Awesome. I love that. Absolutely. So would you say, in terms of who influenced you most to be a great sales leader? Was it Napoleon Hill, or was there someone else that was a great influence?
My influence was probably my family growing up. My dad was a great salesperson, so I sort of caught that from him. You grow up with it, and it becomes part of your fabric.
Right.
So I had that to start out with, and then I hung out with other people that could do what I did and looked at them, and I go, oh, I'm as good or better than that guy. And so sell in New York City. That'll teach you if you can sell or not. And just totally. I mean, that's the whole deal. And then I just exposed myself to all the people of that day, the Bill Goves and the Herb Trues and the Zig Ziglars of that time. They were the people, and J. Douglas Edwards, the 13 best closes and, all the things that went along with that. And while it's not applicable today, it was applicable then.
Right.
And my job was to try to master that the best I possibly could. And finally, I got to a point where I saw the flaws in them and I began to create my own. And by creating my own and by actually doing, I became a different kind of master.
Totally. It requires the doing, doesn't it?
Yep, totally. If you can't teach it, if you can't do it.
Absolutely. Or it's not the same, right? You can't refine it like you're talking about and really
ask you a question and you won't have the basis for an answer.
So, you said that your dad was a huge influence. Can you remember a time, like a story or something where it just really was a pivotal moment for you?
I watched my father in his situations, and then we began to do some things together later in life. And we went to Florida to do a mobile home park together, and we were selling second mortgages. It was like not a bank situation, but a financing situation. And my dad took me down, and we went to 3 or 4 of these financing places, and they all turned down the property that we were looking at. And we go into this final place, and I go, hey, can I do the pitch? And I did it, and we got the deal. And I can't tell you that I was better than he was, but I can tell you that I got the deal and he didn't get the deal. And I was pretty humbled by it. He was pretty grateful by it. And it was like a turning point. It was equality at that point.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure he was super proud of you, right?
Yeah, totally. But modifiedly so. You don't want to go too overboard with your kids.
Right. Well, that's awesome. I know that you've got an event coming up. You talked about, creating a lot of your own methods and approaches. And I know you've got some events coming up. Tell us when they're coming up.
I have...
I think it's the 18th and 19th, right?
19th, yes, sorry. 18th and 19th. I'll be out at some Chubb place out of town somewhere on right off the Blue Route. But we've sold a bunch of tickets already. People should go. If you put it in the show notes, Gitomer.com, and it'll take you to all the cities where I'm going to be. But if you want to / Philadelphia, it'll show up there as well.
All right, great. I'll definitely post that. And then you're going to be in Dallas on the 24th and 25th of October.
Yep. And then I'm going to be in first week or so in November, I'll be Atlanta.
Oh, awesome. So all right. So you're all over the place.
Exactly. Well, I go where I'm going to fill a hall.
Spread the wealth. That's awesome.
Yeah. I have 1 day is on sales mastery and 1 day is on sales leadership.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. Well, it's a must go, you guys. So if you're listening, if you're involved in sales in any way, you're an entrepreneur, you're selling, whatever you're doing, you're selling. You need these skills. So really go ahead and go to that site, Gitomer.com, and then you'll see all the different events that are going on there. Yeah. I'll have that on the show notes. That's awesome. Before we close out, what's one time-saving tip that you think that would be beneficial to the people who are listening? And I was thinking of it in terms of, what do you think is the number one thing that you would work on if you were helping someone to shorten their sales cycle?
Meet with the person that runs the show. Get to the boss. Get to the CEO. The CEO is the number one main guy in any company. And he or she will decide in about a minute and a half. And salespeople that say they have a long sales cycle are dealing with people that have to go talk to other people to get a decision. If a boss calls down and says, hey, we're going to hire Gitomer, the guy goes, okay, Gitomer, okay, great, boss, great idea. Glad you thought of it. Right.
Right. So what's a tip for some people who have no idea how to get to some of these CEOs? How do you get through the gatekeepers?
Well, I try not to go to gatekeepers. I try to post things that are valuable that the CEO want to read. So I'm going to post about productivity. I'm going to talk about profitability. I'm going to talk about absenteeism. I'm going to talk about morale. I'm going to talk about profit. Those are the things that a CEO is going to want to read. And if he reads that and he likes me, then I'll get a phone call from him or her. I want to get the phone call. I don't want to make the phone call.
Right. So really creating value directed at those people will have those people connect with you if it's something that resonates.
Kyle wanted me to be at your meeting. I didn't call him. He called me. There's no coincidences in the world. I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason. And the Kyle Live thing was a lot. Several people have already contacted me about coming to Charlotte for a weekend. I think it'll be a fun time if we can do it. And I'd really like to try to make something happen. If your people are out in your podcast land that are looking to be able to really connect with me and get a weekend worth of learning, it's a little expensive, but they'll love it.
It's not expensive. What are you saying? It's value, right? It's an investment in people.
Kyle is going to be there too. So it's, Kyle Wilson, the guy that founded Jim Rohn International. And the two of us are going to work. We have a pretty big agenda planned, and I have a digital studio. So everyone will either be on the podcast or be able to deliver a 5-minute video piece and get their 5 minutes.
That sounds amazing.
It will be phenomenal.
I know I'm going to be there. I already emailed you about it. I'm definitely going to be there. But for anybody who's listening and wants to get involved in Kyle's Inner Circle or be considered for this weekend, what's the best way for them should contact Kyle directly or?
Yeah, contact Kyle, or my email address is my name, Jeffrey@Gitomer.com. Just do that. I answer my own emails, as you know, and we'll just sort of take it from there. The Kyle Wilson event was an eye-opener for me. He really has a great group of people, and they all have a sense of giving about them, and that's very pleasing and rare in a mastermind group. Very rare.
I love the people that I met there. They really were really good people in so many different contexts, and really, it's great. And I think it's important to invest in yourself. And I'm sure that this is also Napoleon Hill. I don't remember exact quote, but it's, it's the people that you hang around. It's the people that spark different ideas. Like I had so many amazing ideas that sparked out of conversations that wouldn't have happened anywhere else.
Well, when you have brilliant people or bright people all hanging out together, good ideas flow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jeffrey, so much for being here today. Let's just let people know that your book is coming out. And it's coming out at the end of October. So make sure that
you can pre-buy it right now on Amazon. They'll ship it out on the 30th. Just go and click buy.
I'll have that link also available. Go on and click it now. Get it, pre-order it, and also get it so that you can get to the event in Philly in October 18th or 19th, or in Dallas in October 24th and 25th.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, Penny.
And Cheers. You guys, as always, thank you for being here. This is Penny Zanker, and it's Take Back Time. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening. Today's topic is another opportunity for you to put the knowledge you learned into practice. Tune in again next week for more strategies that will help you have more energy and focus to get more done in less time, so you can continue to take back time.